Right, there it is.
There we are.
We are live.
Woo! Johnny's in the house. It's impeachment day. Impeachment due. Can you believe we're here again?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, sort of.
Adam Schiff said we were going here again.
Yeah. I'm glad they followed through, though. I mean, I know this was heinous and you couldn't ignore it, but I'm glad they followed through and actually impeached him a second time. He made history.
He did. He's made history several times. So I know all of you know who Johnny is, but he does have his own channel, Thoreau's Apprentice, just in case there is somebody that's been under a rock for the past few years.
Well, my name is different on there.
Oh, you put Johnny?
I can change it.
Yeah. Just so. There might be one or two people. You never know. You were the first person I reached out to do a collaboration with.
I remember when we did our Skypes.
Yeah, you were. Oh my God, you were more than patient with me.
I'm so nervous, but I said you're natural at it. So I mean, you know, now look at you. You do your own lives practically every day.
Well, I'm getting better. Oh, yeah. Becca's in the house. There she is. So does everyone have the impeachment on their TV? Is it on regular public TV? Does anybody know?
I don't have a TV. I have a wind chime on my wall, so I don't have a
TV. That won't work. There will be a lot of wind, though.
I don't have one.
Okay, so where do you want to start?
Wherever you want to.
Let's start with that good question about the two attorneys that are actually, thank you, Miss Stacy B. The two attorneys, David Schoen and Bruce Castor. Schoen is the Epstein dude link, and then the Bruce Castor guy was the one that had the Bill Cosby link or unlink. So we wanted to know, you came up with this question, you wanted to know what is their association with Trump? Have they been buddies for a long time? Do they go way back with the Epstein thing? Or did they just, wobble into Mar-a-Lago yesterday?
His tax lawyers left him, his trial lawyers left him, and then he turns up with old Epps' old lawyers. So do they know each other or?
Do they know each other? The new lawyers, David Schoen and Bruce Castor. Jay is going to be kind enough to write all the questions in caps. Are they old Epstein buddies?
You get them out the phone book. Do you do such a thing for such people? Is that what happened? Do they make phone books anymore?
I think they do. I don't know. Wait, maybe they stopped. Dex used to make them here in Florida, so I don't know. That's a good question. Oh, God. This is pretty funny. Look at the first two cards. They don't want you to know. But something else is coming out. Oh, my gosh. Oh, wow. All right. You go when you got them laid out.
Now, mind you, I don't have reversal cards, but all three of these came out reversed. These are my, now these two are my party good time cards, and they came up reversed. And then my morality card also came up reversed. I think they were indeed all buddies, at least those three, that one lawyer and Donald and the other guy who bought the farm.
Mr. Epps.
Yes. There is a new connection here, but it is a new but old connection, as in a new acquaintance or they haven't seen each other in a while, but here they are. It's come back from the past. Yes, they indeed did have a relationship, and it was one where there is a lot of knowledge about it if you know where to get it. So, yeah. Speaking of which, its deposition is now, she wanted to keep it secret, Maxwell. She wanted to keep her deposition secret, but it's not. It's going to be public, apparently. So we'll get to see her opening statements, too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I think there's going to be another connection made that comes out because on top of these two, there's the fool card, and underneath is the secret. The secret's just like you got, and here's the F's. And then, yeah, they've been in a few different situations before, so they know each other very well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No new thing there.
Oh, birds of a feather.
Now, do I have to actually click on new comments? Why isn't it coming up all by itself?
It could be StreamYard.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, combined with Mercury.
Yes, Mercury retrograde.
What I always have to do is I use StreamYard for us because we're live, and then I use YouTube for the comment part because that one goes faster than StreamYard for whatever reason.
Well, you'd have to be really, really skilled. I mean, I could have set that up before, but oh well.
We will make do.
Okay. All right. So on the same topic of David Schoen and Bruce Castor, they have when do they get to do their opening? Because today is just each side's case of why this should go through and why this shouldn't be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So on their first day, of course, now I'll be joining you on your channel
On Thursday.
day after tomorrow. So we'll be 2 days into it on your channel at 12 Eastern. Thank you. So we'll have so much more to talk about. And, wow. Okay, so let's just see, how does Mr. Schoen and Mr. Castor do in their opening arguments or their first presentations?
How will Trump?
Or Trump. Yep. How do they do? How will they be seen in their performances?
Well, given that they misspelled United States, this should be interesting. I mean,
that could have been their lackeys typing that. How will they do? How will they be seen, Castor and Schoen? How will they be?
Is this whole thing upside? No, it's not. Okay. I think that there may be a perception that they are wandering through the dark. This already, okay. For entertainment purposes. It reminds me of the Casey Anthony thing, to where they're just going to throw stuff at the wall and see if it creates enough doubt to where you can not convict. There's the Eight of Swords. Their hands are kind of tied, but they are going to try anyway, because there's nothing that, I mean, if you were an honest person, then there is really no case here. It's just like, okay, convict and be done with it. We all saw, we all heard, we all witnessed, we were all there. But here they get the wandering through the dark. This is going to be the perception of their performance over the next few days here. There is, however, some information that is going to be coming in that is going to cause them to maybe go back to the drawing board a little bit, to maybe look at things a little differently. Maybe not, well, yeah, go back to the drawing board and see what else they can come up with. I'll say it that way, because they have right now that this is unconstitutional. That's their defense right now, and it's not. So now they have to sort of go forth and see what else they can do. Right now, their main problem is going to be their client. So they don't have the best of defense, and then they have a blabbermouth as I say, the chainsaw in the library. He's going to make way too much noise should he start talking. So, wandering through the dark, that's what I get.
Okay, where's he going to talk? He can't talk on Twitter.
He'll find a way.
Has he found a platform that you know of that he's...
Because Parler is not public like it used to be, and Facebook shut him down. YouTube would probably shut him down too, but no, as of right now, he has no communication device. But as we have seen before he started running for president, all he has to do is walk up to a microphone and every single outlet will cover it from dusk till dawn. He still controls our media, unfortunately.
All right, so I get, I think the drawing board thing you said is absolutely correct. And for what you saw, I think they are unsuspecting of one person's testimony or something that they bring forward. And like you said, back to the drawing board, I got, if you can believe this, all 4 aces. So they're going to have to meet, regroup, talk, restart, reboot. They're just, it's really, that's a lot. That's a lot. But they didn't see it coming because this is on its side. They did not see it coming. They weren't prepared for this. And they're bringing up something that they were like, oh, no, we didn't want to talk about that. That we didn't want to go there. And so then they have to regroup.
Does this, okay, can we do a follow-up to see some more about that? Because I wholeheartedly believe that.
4 aces. That's a total reek.
You rocked their entire case.
What's the follow-up question?
What is going to come out? I guess that would, or I guess generally speaking, maybe is it a financial thing? Is it a connections thing? Is it that is going to cause them to melt down? They have to go back to the drawing board.
And something they didn't want seen.
Which means they probably already know it and didn't expect it to come out. At least you would hope they know it. Be prepared.
So what causes them to start over? What comes out that they didn't want?
There is possibly a, well, there's your revelation already.
Okay, wow.
And it was supposed to be in the dark. There is possibly a family connection, but it is definitely a business connection. It's because I get my commerce card here too. There is a business connection with possibly some foreign influence, and it's not necessarily they gave money or something like that. It could be they all had a meeting or they were sharing information back and forth. There was some sort of loop here. There could be 2 women involved as well. I don't know who they'd be, but he is definitely here, Donald Trump. And it definitely was a communication. They were definitely sharing information, and some of this information, there may be proof of these talks. Somebody may have documents or have something that he signed or something of that nature, because that's my handshake. It's a deal card. So there might be something that was signed that may sort of throw them through a loop, and now they have to have a new defense about something.
Thank you, Miss Selma. Yeah, I got the 2 of Cups and the Death card. So they an association they did not want seen or found out. And I got the World card too. So that is another person being involved. But I also think there's something on film that they didn't want seen. So a film clip. So maybe two separate issues.
There's some proof.
Yeah, and I think they're going to fight it. The justice card was there twice. I think, did you have the judgment card or no? So I had the justice card twice. So they may fight that piece of us. So I can see where they would fight to have that withdrawn or not shown or shown privately.
Mm-hmm.
Can they do that?
Probably not, because it's more than likely a news clip or something he said in public. And they're going to use it as incriminating evidence. Like, okay, this happened, but remember you said this first. And then it'll be the prosecution's job to tie the two together.
Okay. So, well, that's three whole questions on them. Do you want to just see if they're seen as being successful in this whole endeavor?
Okay.
Will Schoen and Castor be successful in getting Trump off the hook in this whole impeachment? Not convicted. Will Schoen and Castor be successful?
Come back. I start with the Ten of Swords. Is that a good thing?
I start with the Eight of Cups, so it's quite similar.
So I'm gonna go with no. It does not look like, at the very least, they will be viewed as successful. Like, this is going to be the hardest thing in the world for them to try to pull off. I wonder if they'll even make it all the way. Everybody else quit. Here's the Ten of Swords. That's my no. Then something changes dramatically within the formation of the plans that they have. There is something that this is going to be a constant change. I guess this is why I got the wandering through the dark. Like, they're going to go, hit the wall, change direction. Go, hit the wall, change direction. It's going to be a constant, because, mind you, if the other side does it appropriately and correctly, then there's going to be a lot of information that comes up that constantly has them retreating to calmer water. But I get a no.
Okay. Yeah. There are some things that they are just going to have to retreat and walk away from, because it's total defeat in a couple of things. Even though they keep trying, they don't have a stable effort here. And then, very much like you said, and I got the Empress card too. They go up a bit, they get some backing there, and then they just lie, and they just don't get any ground, and they're skirting around the issues, and then they go down in the 5 of instability, and we're having a very difficult time, and we're in the dark, and we can't. So no. So we both got no for that. Yay! That's a relief. We can breathe now. Right?
I hope so.
Okay. Well, one of the other things that I wanted to ask about was they're just called for the investigation into the call from Trump to Roethlisberger in Georgia. So what is that? Let's see. Who's investigating that? Who's investigating the call to Roethlisberger? Secretary of State, or who is that? Georgia Bureau of Investigation. No. Roethlisberger and Trump call. Georgia's Secretary of State office opened a probe on Monday. So it was done yesterday. So I want to see, because I kept coming up that it wasn't just going to be this impeachment trial. It was going to be compounded with the second issue that came to light, perhaps maybe while the impeachment trial was going on, that just like had so much weight to it that it just doubled down on everything. It was like another hammer coming down. So the Secretary of State. So the investigation into the call where he said, I just need 11,000 votes.
Mm-hmm.
Is that going to help? How do I want to ask that? Will that information
start with how will it go?
How will it go? Okay. The investigation, will it sink Trump for the call? What does that do to Trump?
Because we can see out of that if something will even come of it.
All right. So Jay's going to post the question. So what comes out of the investigation?
Yeah, I like that. What comes out of the investigation?
Will it be charged with anything?
What comes out of the investigation into the phone call?
Sorry, Jay. What comes out of the investigation of the phone call to Roethlisberger? What he needs just 11,000 votes.
Meanwhile, you lost by 70 million votes. So it's like, that's good old Trump economics for you right there.
It's okay for you to say that you recalculated.
I get the feeling, it's not here, mind you, in this spread, but I get the feeling that it implicates somebody else too. I start with the 6 of Wands and the 4 of Cups. The 6 of Wands is actually the person he placed the phone call to instead of it being him. Because this person did not just get this may not have been a one-time thing. Like, hey, I'm calling you and the voters are going to be very upset if you don't do this for me. There was an offer made as well.
Oh, boy.
And it had huge strings attached and, it was nasty and ugly and gross and whatever. I do think there is proof. I do not know if it shall come out or anything, but I think there is proof that could lead to this is going for me 2 different ways here. One, if they do the right thing and release the information, then this is the end for that case and you got proof, blah, 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 go forth with whatever you're going to do next. If they hide it and force it closed, then Donald Trump walks away and nothing happens. But right now, it's all up to this person whether or not they release the information they have. They are pressuring this person, people behind the scenes, which is why I think this implicates another person. They are pressuring the person at the center of attention, the one he made the phone call to hide the information or to delete or to erase or to not release any other phone calls or messages that Donald Trump made to that person, because there is an offer that was still attached to it. So
because Raffensperger, he recorded the whole thing. It was an hour long.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But that's what I get. It's up to him how this goes.
To Raffensperger.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. It puts him in a very difficult situation. He is a Republican, but he knew what he was doing. And I've got that 6 too, Johnny. But I think this ends up going to court. I mean, the investigation takes us to another hearing. I'm pretty sure.
Good.
Okay. I have to go let my cat in because someone's mowing and she acts like she's dying because there's a noise. She escaped a weed whacker. She's okay. She thinks she's going to die when that happens.
It is an awful noise.
It is.
My nieces used to be scared of the vacuum. So
All right. Now, you guys, on your Sunday night, first of all, a lady, Jerry O wants to know, Becca didn't post the info, about the shirts.
Oh, we didn't make the shirts. Somebody, one of the viewers made the shirts.
She wants to know if they're selling them or where they can.
Her daughter works for basically companies that need shirts made for their company, and so she makes shirts professionally for the companies. And so the lady who watches us wanted to send us some shirts. And so she made us the custom shirts. She asked us, what do we want on it? And so forth and so forth. But no, she doesn't actually sell them, no.
Okay. All right. So sorry, Jerry, there isn't a thing that we can post for you or something.
But it's not copyright. So, I mean, you can go to your local whoever and get your
t-shirt dealer. Yeah. Yeah, because there's a lot of people do that. So it's not hard to find someone.
I was going to go to my UPS and get that exact shirt, but she made it for me instead.
That's cool. And she made the one you have on now?
No, this one's on the YouTube, part of my channel thing.
Oh, because you made that?
I didn't make it. Tallulah's Tarot actually.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm not arts and craftsy. I don't know how to do none of that type of stuff.
You did. You started making them yourself.
Yeah, and they are all in the trash now because the letters fell off. I'm so good at it.
Okay. All right. And because that Five of Pentacles showed up in regards to that call and what comes out of it, I do think somehow that's just going to be something else that compounds his guilt and that he's going down. And if you don't vote to convict him, these other things are coming up, because I feel like even something else is coming up while we're doing this. It's like thing 1 and thing 2 and thing 3 and thing 4 and little cat E, F, and G is coming. And it's like, if you hang on to him, you're just going to go down.
Yeah.
So I want to take a look. I know you guys looked at it, and I think, well, I don't only watch a couple of you guys read, but you got that he'd be convicted, right? It's so
all
hard.
the time, but I don't believe it. It's just because it draws me all the way back to everybody said he wasn't even going to make it full term, and he did.
Right.
Because everybody's cards said no, he's not going to make it full term. And I'm thinking, like, am I missing the other side of that 8 of Cups that I always got that says he was leaving? Like, what else was it trying to say to me that maybe I missed it because the cards are not wrong? Maybe I'm reading it wrong or something like that. So I don't know. All I can do is tell you what they say. And if it doesn't happen, then your life's not over. You'll be all right.
Thank you, Miss Laura Carlson. And Kornacki was on last night, and he said, with his current information, there's no way they're going to convict him. Yet I keep getting that he's convicted. And but it's never like the first thing. It always goes down. So can we just ask, we're looking at the numbers, and it looks like the numbers are he's going to get off. So what happens that this changes?
Why am I getting, he's going to be convicted? What happens?
He's going to be convicted. What happens? Why does it happen? To change from the Kornacki number board.
It just sounds strange. I still don't get it. There was a group of knuckle draggers that were looking for you, and you still won't convict this person? Okay.
They were going to drag them out.
Yeah.
Like you said, knuckle draggers. They were going to drag them out of there.
I think the only thing that would have changed, well, I don't even know. Never mind.
Say it.
No, I was going to say the only thing that would have changed if one of them would have got hurt, then maybe. But I can't even say that because remember the senator that got shot at the baseball game who came and voted against the gun control bill.
Yeah.
So,
amazing.
It's like nobody cares apparently.
Nope.
Mike Pence went on about his business, didn't do the 25th. Nobody did anything.
Yep.
On his side, anyway. What happens? What happens? What happens? What happens? What happens? It's probably a bunch of stuff. The moon is just, it's a cycle thing. It has stages. So it's kind of like everybody who is, what is the NYAG waiting on? What is SDNY waiting on? It's not even been a month. Calm your breath. It's already, it's not even been 1 month.
Right.
Not even what's been 2 weeks. He's been out of office, 2, 3 weeks, something like, calm down. Take a breath. This is in stages. He had 4 years of giving us this dystopian reality. Just let it happen. There are stages to this. There's cases to be built as well. You can't just sue a person with no case. Otherwise, he gets off, and then you get angry about something else. So let the people who know what they're doing do what they do. But what happens? It's just a bunch of stuff. I think it's a stages thing. So we don't know because it hasn't happened yet. And I always say that tarot readings are suggestions based upon the current energy right now. This is your likely outcome. You can always change stuff in between, which will change your outcome. There are people here that don't want to testify that may be forced to. They're holding information that could change things. There is business in his family that is also going to change things because this may be part of the deep dive that whoever this is, these are the prosecutors, are going to do. There's also going to be some subpoenas that are sent out to people who weren't expecting it. There's going to be some bully tactics and maybe even some witness tampering, which could also build a stronger case against Donald Trump if his side is seen as witness tampering. There could also be one of his lawyers that drop out. Like there's still things right now that are in the process of changing. We are not nowhere close to the finish line yet. So will he get convicted? The cards say yes, because there's still things that are coming out. That does not mean Republicans are going to do the right thing. Again, energies change, but that's what the cards say.
Thank you, Miss JJ. I'm still getting this association, and it's the issue that they don't want to be seen, that they'll fight. I've got the bullying and the lying and the Billy barring and all of the bullshit. Sorry, YouTube. So anyway, it's an association, something they don't want to come out, but it's granted, permission is granted, and it just takes them down, takes them to their knees. So they're able to get to that film or piece of evidence. They get into a fight, there's another litigation, and then they get taken down. It's like irrefutable evidence that just can't be. Jay's making fun of me.
But They had it before with Ukraine, and Nancy didn't want to do it because she knew it would create a martyr, because they had proof that you basically coerced a country to help you win an election and then Republicans did nothing. So can we ask one more time, will he be convicted?
Yes, okay. Will Trump be convicted by the Senate?
By the Senate.
Never be president again. Impeach. By the Senate. Will there be enough votes to convict him? Why can't they just do the anonymous thing like they did with what's her face? Cheney. So they don't have to show their faces.
Is that what they did?
Yeah, when they voted to keep her in her seat, but it was an anonymous vote. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Susie. So they could hide. Yeah. The world's waiting with bated breath, Johnny.
Yes. Like their sadness and grief.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's my yes.
Wait, I didn't see it. Oh, okay.
Yes, he gets convicted. Donald Trump gets trapped. But prove it to me and then I'll stop doubting. That's I'm just
It's hard when you're a reader, then you're asking your guides and you're looking for this, and then you have Kornacki going up on his board with the numbers saying.
And then you know how Republicans are. They don't want to do anything that they're supposed to do. They just want to be, like I said, if whoever's in the office, if they said don't eat yellow snow, then they'll start eating yellow snow. They just want to be the opposite of whatever it is you said, no matter what it is you said.
Yeah, the question was, will we get enough votes in the Senate to actually convict Trump? And I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes, we do. It's really hard. It's very difficult, and we don't think it's going to happen, and we've lost hope. But there's somebody that was hesitant before that maybe might not want to go to jail. And we'll say, okay, I'll join you. Because the question was, will he be convicted? And I was asking, will we get enough votes? So that's a yes. They'll work together. I don't know how this is going to happen.
Stages. I guess we'll just wait for the phases of the moon.
Yeah. What's on the bottom? It's a change. Thank you, Julie. Okay. So, okay. All right. That was good. Let's look at, you wanted to know, Janet
Yellen, the U.S. Treasury Secretary.
Yep. Go ahead.
She says that we could be up to full employment by next year should they pass this in particular stimulus, the 1.3 trillion one, I think. Is there any truth to that? Because that's, like I said, that's a big statement.
That's a huge statement.
We can be up to full employment by next year. Meanwhile, it is a positive thing that they are so optimistic in that he did hit the ground running, because all of this Senate to the vote, Senate to the vote, Senate to the vote would have slowed things down, and we wouldn't have got anything done until September. Meanwhile, the environment can't wait. People who need the stimulus checks can't wait.
No, the environment definitely can't wait. Did you see what happened with that glacier?
Yes.
And good Lord, that's frightening. And here we are, February 9th, in the middle of winter, and it's going to be 88 degrees here today, and we were in the 40s last week. That isn't right. What are you getting on Janet Yellen?
There are some strategies that she is that they all are working on. I'm just going to say since she's the subject, but that she's working on here to try to get us to a different place and to a higher ground. And it is positive with the fortunes and the Ace of Pentacles. There is very positive, actually. Some very positive numbers could also come out of the stock market, which that goes up and down like the wind, but there's some very positive reports coming there. However, I think it'll take longer than just by the end of the year. This rush to save the day will sort of be hindered, not necessarily by their lack of trying, but it's just going to be hindered by the influx of the world. There is still some stuff that is just some things you just cannot fix overnight, and they know this, but they do need to pump in enthusiasm into the world, which I'm 1,000% here for. So, but there's still some stuff that is out of balance that needs to be fixed as far as going back to work, because even with back to work, what does that mean for people like me in the retail industry? You can't necessarily go in and dine to eat everywhere and so forth and so forth and so forth, unless you're to Satan. But then there is.
Did you say to Satan?
I did. And then there is some new horizons that we do reach, though, after the toil. We do reach some new horizons here. And then by the end of maybe a year and a half to 2 years, we do see a positive uptick in, like I said, money and opportunity. So, yes, we are heading in a good direction, though. So be encouraged about that. I will absolutely say that for sure.
Yeah, that's really, I think you're so on to the right track with this, because here's, she and Biden, and because this pentacle's on its side, I think it's on its side because there's still more world changes that we're not quite aware of yet. And I think we were talking about climate, and so some of the coal industry and infrastructure that will have some things have to die, some things have to be reborn or birthed, and they'll be working on that. So, and then to end it out, I think it takes a little bit longer patience and perseverance. So I'm with you with the year and a half, maybe even a little bit longer. But these are promising. It's just so much undertaking, and some things just have to die and rebirth.
Yeah. And I always said, and I got this from someone else, so I didn't make this up, but Biden is the stop the bleeding president. So we have to stop the hemorrhaging of jobs and trust and everything else that we were losing over those 4 years. And so it's going to be a lot harder I always equate it to, there's a person going uphill with their backpack. They're trying to climb the mountain. They fall down, everything falls out the backpack. So now they need to put everything back in it so that they're now prepared for trying again. That's where we are right now. It's putting everything back in the pack so that we are whole again, or at the very least functioning. And then we will try to get to those higher numbers of employment and so forth and so forth. But it'll come, just give it some time. Give it some time, give it some patience. We waited this long.
Yes, we have. And we're going to, we'll be eating a lot of popcorn and waiting for all of these trials to come about to see how much trouble those people get into for doing what they did. And Jen Lynn's in the house. Hi, Jen Lynn. So we did the Senate vote. I just had somebody text me and say, can you please look at the housing market bubble again? I've done this twice. I did it with a joint reading I did with someone else, and now I'm going to ask with you too and see what you get. I also threw the I Ching just to back it up, and I got decline. So let's look at the state of the prices keep continuing to go up, or is there a bubble burst? And did you say eating and drinking because Satan was watching the Bucks game and the big sweet drinking a beer with no mask on?
I did not.
Okay. Front page of the paper.
He drives me crazy. I don't understand him at all.
Well, he's not your governor anymore. You left.
I still don't understand him.
He's in big trouble, and we're going to talk about the Publix heiress too.
I'm never going to Publix again.
Me either.
Like, I can't.
Okay. All right. So, what happens? Do the housing market prices continue to go up, or is there a bubble burst?
Okay.
Okay.
I think it's gonna do what it's done before. I think history repeats. It'll burst and then recover. I get the Knight of Swords and the Five of Cups. There will be some erratic behavior within the industry, and it will lead to some grief and loss. It's not a total loss, but that is not the way anything is going to be portrayed when it comes to numbers. So it's always like, oh my God, here we are, instead of, okay, this is what's happening, but this is what we have left. That's never really the outlook they give you, because, dire straits is that still sells. But it's going to be a manipulative thing. This is kind of like Wells Fargo creating accounts for people who don't exist. So there's going to be a lot of number tampering. There's going to be a lot of, I heard the word ghost loans. I don't even know what that means, but put that out there just in case it runs across the news and you see it one day. But there's going to be a lot of that type of thing. It will, however, here with the Wheel of Fortune, take some time and get better. But yeah, there'll be a pop, and then people will get back to normal-ish.
Yeah, prices are still going to go up for a little while. So maybe, I don't know, maybe 6 months or so. So I was looking at this with a friend the other day. So maybe winter. I think it's funny that you got the Knight of Swords and the Five of Cups, because I have friends here that are like rushing Knight of Swords to go try to see this house that's listed, and they get there and it's sold before they even go in the front door.
Mm-hmm. My last 3 readings were all about houses. And the first one and the third one both said that they went to try to get a house, it was gone. And went to try to get this one, it was gone. It's like they're all being bought up. I don't know by who, but we shall see, I guess.
That's so, that just shows you where the level of just the highs and lows. There's people that are actually going out and buying homes, and there's people that are in numbers, and there's people in the food lines.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, you wanted to ask about the state legislator from Arizona, Mark Fencher, and Trump's organization owes him $6,000.
Why?
Why?
That's all I want to know. Why?
Was it just a straight? It's only 6,000, right? Is it 6,000?
I didn't actually look up how much. The first, Becca actually told me about it, and the first time I heard about it, we didn't have a number yet. They just said it was not that much, and it was unrelated to the election. But my thing was, never mind if it was 88 cents. What did the president of the United States owe you money for? He wanted something from you, or wanted you to do something, or whatever the case may be. You paid for it, and then he paid you back. What was that thing, and why does Donald Trump owe you money? And why did you get paid back and nobody else did?
Right?
Cohen had to mortgage his house before he got paid back.
Trump campaign paid Arizona State Representative Mark Fencher $6,000 during effort to overturn election results.
And he said, the senator guy, he said, or not senator, but the Arizona legislator guy, he said that was unrelated. So that's not true.
So what was it for then? Thank you, Desiree. So how are we asking this, Jay?
Why does he owe him $6,000?
Why does Trump owe Mark Fencher $6,000? Would the bribe card be the Six of Pentacles or the Six of Cups?
I like pentacles.
Devil.
Yeah.
It's Fencher, Jay, but who's spelling? F as in Frank. It's okay. Thank you, Jay. You're perfect. Everything you do is perfect. What was the 6,000 for? That's a weird amount of money.
Yes, it is. It has to be more than that.
That's all they could tie to it? What are you getting? I can't wait to find out.
For him to be victorious. So I'm going to go, yes, it did have something to do with the election. But it's not a vote thing because I don't have the voting card here. But there is something within the election that he was directly tied to here with Donald Trump and this legislator. There is something that, and it may not have anything to do with, okay, that's probably why I don't see the voting card, because it may not be actual votes. It could be something else like redistricting maps, or it could be the actual ballots itself. They wanted the ballots to be printed wrong or whatever the case may be. But there is something sneaky about this offer, and I think it was a lot more money than $6,000.
Okay.
But it was definitely to manipulate something they were all working on, and they wanted you to hide it. So maybe there is a campaign to throw away votes or to give, because I know here in this county I live in, they sent us incorrect ballots the first time. They were printed wrong. And then it was on the news. It was 39,000 people that all got incorrect ballots.
Wow.
Now, mind you, they were going to send out automatically the new ballots. But if you weren't paying attention to the news, then you probably didn't know that. And so if they sent you another ballot, you're thinking, well, I already got mine and throw this one away. Meanwhile, they threw your other one away because it was incorrect. So that kind of thing, I guess, does happen. But it's something to do with the election, definitely.
Well, that would match up to why I think they wanted to cheat people possibly with that. Like you said, to make Trump the star. Thank you, Mojo. So to make him the star, and he just lots of offers. But I think this guy, this Mark Fencher, could he have some gambling loss problems, issues here?
Mm.
Maybe he was, thank you, Miss Prairie, they paid off. Something bad with money or partying happened. Something. So maybe it went to that, like maybe with what Kavanaugh, and then 6,000 was the amount left over. I don't know. It was to make Trump the star, though. All right. Did anyone else throw out a question?
That's insane.
Okay. What else do you want to ask?
And there's something else about this that's like in my crawl, right? But I don't know what question to ask. It's just because that's odd to me that he would pay him, and he doesn't pay anybody. Why did he pay him? Why did he pay him? Why did he pay this person specifically? He doesn't pay anybody.
Okay, let's look why did he pay him? Not what did it have to do with, but
What did the guy
why?
buy?
What was the motivation to pay him when he doesn't pay his bills ever?
Like, what did he buy that you had to pay him back? Because Michael Cohen paid off Stormy.
Right.
That's
And
what
almost lost his house over it.
Yes. This guy forked out money first, and then you came along. Why?
Thank you, Miss Caroline. Why? But he didn't pay. I see your post, Prairie, but he didn't pay for even Stormy. So
He paid Michael Cohen.
yeah, he didn't pay for the Playboy girl either, whom he saw on a much more consistent basis. Why did he pay him?
Who was actually running his campaign? Was it the Parscale? Was he actually running the campaign, or was it?
He did at that time, yeah. Brad.
Because I almost want to say it was.
Because he had gambling debt too.
Yeah.
Bookies and gambling debt.
Because I almost want to say that Trump is not directly involved. Like, it's kind of like the same thing, to where maybe there was someone who supported him that was on his side that did the paying to this person. And I think that there might be a connection between him and Parscale, especially financially speaking. And I think both of them have money issues. Well, we know Parscale definitely did, but they both have money issues and was probably stealing from the campaign too. So it might not even be that he did a favor for, well, he did a favor for Trump naturally, but it's not a payment for a favor. It's they were taking from the campaign, I think. And he did some, it's kind of like, okay, what they were doing with the wall people and the contracts. Do this one little thing for me and I'll pay you this exorbitant amount of money for this one little stupid thing you did. So if he were to try to help Donald Trump get reelected, then he got paid a ridiculous amount of money for doing something simple. Send out this letter and I'll pay you $10 million or whatever the case may be. But I think it was way more than 6,000. 6,000 could have just been, you know, his postage costs. But him and Brad, I think, were stealing money. So I don't think he got paid. I think he just took.
It was definitely owed, though.
He worked for it, but it was not worth what he did, I don't think.
No, this was really risky, too. The whole thing is risky. I don't have the wheel here for further gambling, but the whole thing was really risky. Something we didn't want anyone to see at all. It's really dumb. All right.
How gross.
What else? But it wasn't a girl. It wasn't that. Okay. What else do you want to ask?
That was all I had.
Okay. I had one of my favorite people, one of our team asked about the future of cryptocurrency, including XRP. So we look at 2021, this year, cryptocurrency. Does it make money? Is it prosperous? Can you see in through a colored lensed question?
Actually, my chat is not up.
Oh,
How much
how much does football culture protect the quarterback at all costs? Influence the psychology of GOP politicians via Trump. Ethereum will do well, Miss Charlotte says. Okay, so the future of cryptocurrency, including XRP in 2021, up or down? That's all we want to know, up or down.
Up. Up but plateau. Just something pushes it over.
Up and then plateau?
Because that's not completion with the 3 of Wands. That's nearing completion.
I'm still waiting. Yeah.
You're just waiting for that next part to come in. How's Libra doing?
I'm sorry?
How is Libra doing? Jeff Zuckerberg.
Oh, I haven't looked into see. I don't think he was okay for that. Did that ever happen? The Libra Calibra? Cadabra?
I have no idea.
I don't think they gave him the ability to do that. Did they? And they're going to put more laws into place guarding it. So I'm afraid that some people could really be worried or lose. So don't put too much cash into that. I think it's what you said. I think it looks like it's going up. Somebody walks away from it. It goes up a bit, and then where you said plateau, maybe they get so many people in there, and then it goes, whoa. That isn't a tree of pentacles at the end there. So don't go heavily invested in that. Play with it. Only do it if you can play with it.
Yeah. If you got
there's some room for some money there, but I'm concerned. Okay. And then someone asked about interest rates. Can we ask about that? Will interest rates go up or down?
Credit card?
I think they were asking about for loans.
Bank
Lending rate. What am I looking for? The index, the feds,
That's up.
Okay. Because it's been at the bottom for a while. You got up?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, I don't know what to make of this. I got the Hangman and the Tower.
I got that too.
So what is it stays the same for a bit and then it's a shocking raise because everyone's like, oops, I could have had a V8 and taken out that housing loan. I don't know. Something's not good here at the end.
That's millions.
So they have to go up. They can't go down, right? They can't go into negative. Wow. It'll be shocking, apparently.
I think it might be a reaction to something else.
Okay.
And that's probably why it goes.
That sounds good. That would be the tower is usually an OS. Oh, you know what? Okay. Anything else about this impeachment thing? How are we? How will? It's Schumer and who else is making their case today?
I have no idea, actually.
The Dems. Will they feel victorious at the end of the day today in making their case? The Democrats that are for impeaching him and convicting him. Then I have a new question, a funny question.
I think so, but I also think here with their, because here's their momentum. They're going into the place that they want to go into with the Knight of Swords, Six of Swords. But I think there is a call for a delay or a call for a block of something or a call for a block of information or something of that nature. Like you can't admit that, you can't submit that, you can't whatever. There is there a woman involved?
Isn't there always?
This is the age of Aquarius. There's a woman here who brings some very negative, tangible something news. So this is not just words. These are something that she has written down on paper. She could be a clerk even. I don't know. But she's bringing some very negative news for you know who, for the president. And as far as the Dems feeling successful, they will feel as though they are being hindered by something. Like there is a constant, there's going to be a constant throw dust in your eye thing, because they're trying to get away with something. So they're going to feel that at the end of the day. They are going to rush forward with very good energy, and they too are going to have to open a new strategy, possibly to get back inside, because the other side is going to throw the Casey Anthony against the wall. But as far as starting out, they're starting out very good. So hopefully they'll stay that way.
Okay. I think they start out good, but they're hardly going to get any sleep. But they feel they definitely have good strategic moves, but sometimes the Democrats can be so weak. Sometimes they just need to eat. They have to get a shot of vitamin B before they go in there.
Eat your spinach. Get your Popeye on.
Yeah, get your Popeye on. All right. I want to know what happens to Giuliani's call, and he left a message. Actually, left a stupid message for Tuberville, what's his name, to slow the vote down when the Capitol was being breached. What happens to Rudy because of that phone call?
He has the best friends in the world.
What is that guy, Senator Tuber?
Rubio's no-show.
They said Rubio didn't go?
Guess he got to get his hair did.
He must have been drinking beer with DeSatan. Maybe he tested positive.
I can't with him either.
Tommy Tuberville, is that his name?
According to Wikipedia, Thomas Hawley Tuberville is an American retired college.
That's him.
What's going to happen to the Giuliani? Well, somebody's going to court for absolute share here. Justice Page of Pentacles, there's a document, legal document being drafted. This is brand new, and it may have something to do with collaborations as well. So you may have a couple of other people that are bringing charges, or a couple of other people that are going down with you. But there's some people there, and this something is just about to start. There's a huge change to your relationship too. I don't know why this is here, but I guess it's relevant. There is a huge change to your relationship with the fool in charge, or the fool that used to be in charge. Thank you, fate. There's a huge change to the relationship there. I don't think he knows you anymore. But that also is going to lead some legal ramifications as well. So it's more than likely something you did on his behalf other than this call. There's going to be, like I said, some other legal documents that are drawn up, and not just this one. You're in for a very, very long fight. This is just beginning. Like, I hope you got enough money saved up from all your grifting and stealing and conniving, because you're going to need a team of lawyers too, and hopefully they know how to spell United States, or at the very least your name, which I always get wrong, but you know, I'm not representing you.
Okay. Wow. This is coming to light pretty soon about the deal, the talk that they had already made and said, yep, you can call me and I'll do your dirty work. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap here. But this is still formulating. I think with this was on the doorstep, and then it comes into place. I don't think it'll be too long before we hear about this, which is a nice segue into the very next question, is exactly how many new cases, big cases like this will be brought up against Trump, like the Georgia with what's his name? Roethlisberger. How many big cases will be opened up and become world news on Trump this month, February, in the month of February alone? See if we can get a number.
Rand Paul is a dingleberry. He's not a physician.
Yes.
He's the only one not wearing a mask, she says.
I didn't think you could go in there without a mask on.
He's the only one not wearing a mask. That's Lisa Foster, she says.
Oh, I thought Pelosi's she'll just go hit him over the head.
She needs to.
How many cases?
That's not a number. Okay. That's not a number either. Okay.
Jay, you know I was kidding about that spelling. Jay knows I was kidding. Lucky girl. Okay. How many did you get?
I didn't get a number, but I did get, there are two prominent people bringing messages against him.
They're girls.
Mm-hmm. This is that good old feminine energy he's always scared of. And they're bringing, so I'm going to say there is at least two. And they're bringing some stuff, and it has something to do with, of course, you know, his best friends forever, the good old devil. So I'm going to say two. There's, you know, possibly the Senate trial and then whatever else, but there's two, because you can read that as Pelosi if you want, but there's her, and then there's another woman. It's not Letitia, though.
Because Letitia is another queen in your deck?
Mm-hmm. Queen of Swords. This is a whole nother woman.
Okay. I think the investigation to Stormy Daniels, I think that's coming up really quick. With that, isn't Letitia, who's over that? Is that Cy Vance or Letitia James? Who's over that one?
That might be SDNY. That might be Cy Vance.
Okay. That, or he's somebody's baby daddy.
I think she was looking into Trump org instead of just him.
Okay, so maybe it's just the kids because I have the 2 pages here. They were in the Trump org thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so one. But then if I'm looking at the numbers, the first number I got was 10. Then I went to 9. Then I went to 8. Then I went to 7. So you say 2?
At least.
What have I got on this? I got a 7 on the Chariot, 9 on the Temperance, 9. I'm going to say 9. Only because I got the big numbers first.
I like that. I didn't get it. I got all my people first. I got the court cards first.
Well, I got the pages. So, but the actual outcome card was the Empress, so that could be the number 3.
Oh, mine was the devil. What is that? 15.
Okay, last question. What happens to the Publix heiress? She funded his rally. She paid for the rally before of the day of the storming of the Capitol. She funded it. So what are we going to ask? What happens to her, or what happens to Publix? Is Publix going to suffer? Well, they've already lost me. I already started at Trader Joe's day before yesterday.
Yeah, I'm not going into Publix ever.
I cast my vote. Okay. So let's just ask what happens to Publix then because of this? Her association. What happens to Publix?
Did she get what, $300,000?
I guess it's several things that she did.
Meanwhile,
employees
that could have probably used a little bit extra, since you wanted to give $300,000 to a bunch of numbnuts to go storm the Capitol. You could have took that money and gave it to your people who paid you that money in the first place. But her father gave millions, I forget how much, to Donald Trump. So they like him and all that.
Yes, and then DeSatan gave them the contract for the vaccine rollout.
Oh God!
It's all Publix. You can only get it at Publix to start. Now they're starting to do the health department and a couple of other places.
Go in for some
Publix.
Some ignorance and vaccines. Oh, I can't.
And then everybody wants to know where you got your glasses.
It's called I Buy Direct. EYE buy BUY Direct.
And they match your, everybody loves them. I know you couldn't see the comments before. You got, 100 comments on your glasses. And they're kind of like that lithograph, those colors on the cards.
I got these. I forget where I got these. But they're very plasticky too. So they slide all over the place.
Oh boy. Look at what she got. Oh my God. That is hysterical. Oh my gosh.
The ridiculous child cost y'all some money.
Whoa.
There will be a downgrade in their business. Maybe not dramatic to where, there's going to be closures or anything, but it did affect the commerce. It was her directly, and the father's, I guess now, publication of his support of Donald Trump. But it is going to cause some worry, especially if are they publicly traded? I wonder.
I don't know.
It's going to cause some worry, like a lot of it, because this might be one of those things that they feel like is not, and here's another thing. This gets under my craw. I have to say this, though. There's this country singer who was recorded saying the N-word, and so he got dismissed from his label, and his music was pulled up all the radio stations. And then all the people who, I guess, are okay with that kind of thing all went out and bought his music, and then the sales shot up. Paula Deen wanted to have a Civil War type wedding where she had a bunch of black people in tuxedos waiting on a bunch of white people. So then she got canceled, and the next thing you know, she had a line around the block. Chick-fil-A, same thing. Then they had a line around the block. So it's like you can go and protest people, and the moment the odd people among us realize what you're protesting for, then they go line up for it. They don't even want nothing out of Publix, but they're going to go in there anyway. Wow. So that's going to be some shallow calling to the supporters of such type people, but it is still going to cause some worry because your main focus is reputation. You don't want that to go down because then your business follows it. So that's why the little girl did a very bad thing. And so, yeah, it is going to cause some worry.
It's outstanding that we both got the same exact cards. Oops, okay, so we saw that Jay and triple F bomb faith family fitness. Public stock is not public.
Okay.
All right. So what I get though is that this is a huge blow up, like you said, but people are going to look and they're going to go somewhere else. They have customers leaving, no doubt. Absolutely.
That too.
Yep.
Good old Exodus.
And I'm one of them. I actually literally have to go over the bridge to go to Trader Joe's. But over the bridge, I will go.
That was us, because mind you, we lived on I don't even know what the name of it is. But anyway, Panama City Beach is where we lived.
I remember
into Panama City.
Right. Okay. Well, Johnie, thank you so much for joining me for the impeachment fun in the beginning. And then I'll be on your channel at Thursday at 12 noon. And I know that at this time, Autumn is starting her. Usually she starts at 1:15. So she just on Black and Orange Trail, if you guys want to continue to watch. And I know most of you know who she is anyway. So I'll probably see you over there and listen. Thank you, Johnie, very much. And I'll see you Thursday.
I will see you Thursday.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, moderators and everyone that donated. Hi, Cappy's mom. Take care. Deep breaths.
Yes.
Bye.